Hey everyone, TJ Hernandez here, and I'm the founder of RosterCoach.com, a classroom-style video-based website that's designed to help you improve your daily fantasy sports game. To give you an idea of what RosterCoach has to offer, here's a preview of the fourth lesson in our latest course, How to Be Profitable Playing PGA DFS. If you enjoy what you see, please like and share this video, and don't forget to leave a comment below.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the fourth part of our series on PGA Daily Fantasy. I am Davis Maddock. You can find me on Twitter at Davis Maddock. This fourth part, we've already done a slight introduction to PGA Daily Fantasy, an explanation of key stats where we looked at strokes gained, how important tee to green is, and how variable putting can be. And then we also looked at course history / course fit and determined we looked at the importance of those areas and how much we should rely on them to create our lineups. And now we're actually going to get into constructing lineups, and we're going to look at cash game construction. And really, the number one thing that you need to determine is safety versus upside in a player. It should go without saying that we are trying to get the winner of the golf tournaments. Obviously, if you could pick the guys who finished first through sixth, or the guy who won and then 5 guys who finished all tied for second, that's what you would do. But the way that golf works, that's not really possible. Like anyone random can win on any given week. But if we just look here at the top, if we look at the number of top 10s that Jordan Spieth and Henrik Stenson and Justin Rose and Matt Kuchar have this season, it's clear that pedigreed golfers tend to do well, and the stronger that the event is going to be, that means it's more likely that a pedigreed golfer will win. So the strength of the field is going to be very different at the Puerto Rico Open versus the Masters. And you could probably get away with taking a less pedigreed, a less higher-ranked golfer the weaker that the tournament is. In the last 3 videos, we looked at a different event. This is evergreen content, so it doesn't really matter, but the information that we are using for this cash game construction video is for the Shell Houston Open, which is typically the week before the Masters, and it's used as a Masters warm-up for a lot of these players. Again, not particularly important because we're talking PGA Daily Fantasy from a high level, and this is going to be pretty high level analysis. So when you're starting to look at constructing cash games, you need to think safety versus upside. A player like JB Holmes, for example, he would tend to be more of an upside play than a safety play. Yes, he is 6 of 6 on cuts made, but he generally has more variability in his results than someone like Justin Rose. Rose is just a more consistent golfer, and it's not necessarily as important up at the top when we're making these decisions, but more when we're going down towards the mid-range or the end of it. There are guys who do have the ability to top 10, but oftentimes miss a lot of cuts. Someone like Luke List would be an example. I know that I've talked about List in previous in the previous episodes of this series, but if we just open up his game logs, we can see that he does have some miscuts, followed by 2 rounds of 68 at the Honda Classic. These are guys with more variability in their results, and again, this comes back to what we talked about in the previous episode, where we're looking at scoring averages and our strokes gained tee to green, because that is what's going to be the best indicator of future success. So if we open our strokes gain sheet here that we talked about in the second video, and we just start looking at constructing a cash game lineup for the Shell Houston Open, again, this is just generally overall. We see guys like Tony Finau, 8th overall in the field in strokes gained tee to green. So we go and search him here, and we see that he's really undervalued at 7,100. And he does have some miscuts, and if we open up his game logs, we see that his miscuts were not particularly pretty, finishing well over par, but definitely having a decent season. So we can see his strokes gained are going to make him undervalued, even if his scoring average is slightly above 70, because there's a lot of noise in putting, but there is not a ton of noise in strokes gained tee to green. And we keep going down this list. We see Charlie Hoffman. He's 20th in strokes gained tee to green in this field. A little bit more pricey than Finau, so we're actually seeing just how underpriced Finau is. He's $1,300 cheaper than Hoffman. Definitely going to look to get him in. And if we keep going down the strokes gained, we're going to keep finding guys. Now, obviously, this is not how we're going to create lineups every single week.